Okay, and here we go. Starting. Welcome, heroes, to another Zen Thought. I'm here joined by Zaramaru and Rhymestyle. Welcome, guys.
What up?
What up?
What up? Hi, how's it going?
Just hi.
Hello, how you doing?
I think next time we do a podcast, you should just have like the most random intros. It's like, oh, hi, what's up? Hello, guys.
It's like hi, and hello, other person. Poop. I don't know, just something around. Anyway, so today we're going to be talking about YouTube culture. Just all of the goods, the bads, the beautifuls, the uglies, the things that wrap around it. You know, just things to start up conversation. So usually the way I like to start this is by everybody talking about what is your experiences with the subject on hand. So we'll go around, everybody talk about what your experience with YouTube is, what your credibility is on the subject, and things like that. So, Dino, you want to take this from the start?
Oh God, where do I even start? Well, yeah. So I got a YouTube channel, and I guess a handful of people do watch it, and I guess the first thing we always say is like, how do you get to that point? And what I want to stress to people who want to do anything, whether you're building an audience on social media, or you want to be an artist, or you want to do, yada, 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 yada. The most important thing you want to do is always go for having fun. Because if you start building an audience or doing something where you put all your energy in something you're going to hate, you're going to get burned out fast. And that's usually what happens to a lot of people is they'll jump in, they'll either watch a YouTuber or two, or listen to an artist or two, or, see that comedian on TV, and they'll try to imitate. But what ends up happening is they realize that they don't actually want to do that. They just think they want to do that. And they end up falling into a situation where it's like they built something up, but now they don't like it anymore. That makes sense. So it's just the most important thing I always stress is just make sure you're having fun and doing something you're passionate about. Otherwise, it's not going to last that long. That makes sense.
Yeah, you don't want it to become like, your day-to-day job where you just go there because you have to. It's like, what's the point at that point?
What's funny is I went to the dentist the other day, and my hygienist who was cleaning my teeth, she goes, so how's work? And I'm like, oh, I love it. It's great. It's awesome. Because obviously I'm a YouTuber. And she just goes, what? You like it? I'm like, yeah, I love my job. I was like, I'm the YouTuber guy, remember? She's like, oh yeah, that's right. You actually like your job unlike everybody else. Isn't it kind of sad I have to say that? And I'm like, and unfortunately it is. Because like the way humanity is set up is everybody just kind of like they no one knows what you want to do. When I was in college, getting ready to graduate, I had no idea what I wanted to do. I mean, I was kind of in music. I spent my entire college career in the music industry, basically, working with various artists. But what ended up happening is as I was getting ready to graduate, I realized how much I hated it. And I just spent the last 7 years of my life, working in music, only to realize I actually hated it. And I was dreading graduating because I was like, damn, I'm about to end up in a stupid cubicle job in music, and I'm just gonna hate it. But I mean, I have to do it because obviously you have to eat food. You have to survive. This is what we do for survival. But I started hating it. And this is the mentality that a lot of people fall into. It's like no one really knows what they want to do, but what you truly want to do, you feel like it's so impossible, and there's nothing you can do. Listen, man, I make a living playing video games and talking about Dragon Ball. If there's something you want to do, you better believe your ass you can figure out a way how to do it.
You just gotta keep trying. You gotta
and it's never too late either. It is never too late. I want to stress that enough because a lot of people feel like, well, I had this job for so long. My dream is dead. The dream is never dead. Like one of my girlfriend's friends the other day mentioned that, how her husband wants to do something, but he feels like the dream is dead. I'm like, dude, the dream is never dead. The dream is dead when you give up on it. And when you give up on it, then there is no, dream. But as long as you hold on to that dream and, figure out a way how to get to it, or even take little baby steps even, you'll get to it. Like, if you quit, you quit. The only time you fail is when you actually quit.
Nice, inspiring words. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to Zaramaru. What is your experience in YouTube?
My experience,
Continue.
Okie dokie.
Sweet technical difficulties.
always beautiful, always beautiful.
All right, I think think we might be live.
Okie dokie.
Yeah.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Sweet technical Yes. Okay, we're back. We're back. Sweet.
Sweet.
That's one of the features I love about YouTube streaming is that it just keeps it open and you just shoot it at it and eventually it catches on and keeps going.
I mean, it's better than just stopping and just completely stopping.
Okay, so Zaramari, we're on your hard work.
Yeah, my good old hard work. Yeah. I mean, if you can get the sweat part, yeah, there's sweat in there as well.
Yeah,
not too much, a little bit. But I mean, I've been into two different type of cultures, I suppose you could say. You got the drawing, and that kind of like drawing, more tutorials, sort of aspects of the culture of YouTube, and then you have the gaming, sweat stuff.
Specifically sweating
the
on your
sweat
hands.
stuff. The sweat stuff needs to be emphasized because there's a lot of sweat that goes into it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, all the screaming, all that editing, yeah.
That was definitely one of the subjects I want to cover today. It's like how hard, like how much effort a lot of people put into their YouTube channels, and just the amount of insane work that people don't understand that is required to keep it up.
It's not one of those things like the meme is, PewDiePie always says, I think he said it in his other video actually, is, oh, you just make a video and then you just jerk off all day. That's not. I wish it was that easy. I wish I could wake up, make a video for 5 minutes, and then basically just jerk off all day. It's not how it works. Here's my day right now. This is my day today. I wake up, around 9 a.m., 8 a.m., 10 a.m., whenever I wake up, because sleep is important. I wake up, I get food, I start working on videos at about 10, 11, 12. I'm not done until about 5, 6, 7, because what I'm doing is I'm preparing for the videos, I'm editing and putting it together, I'm doing the actual recording aspect, I'm doing the uploading, the tagging, the thumbnails, all that. It's kind of a full-time job,
Yeah.
and I do 2 videos a day. That's today.
Not to mention,
Now,
even when a video goes out, you also have to like maybe tweet about it or get people's interest, like say, hey, look, this thing happened.
Yeah, that's just the daily routine. Now, here's the kicker. I also cover news. Now I don't know if anybody here is actually, into the Dragon Ball community or not, but there was a lot of news on Thursday. I made 10 videos that day, and they were uploaded one after another. And like literally, it was like one of the situations where it's like I upload one video, I check my social media, more news, gotta go record it, finish that, post it, upload it, tag it, thumbnail it, more news. It was just nonstop. My day started at about 8 a.m., ended at 2 a.m. And next day I woke up and there was more news. It just kept going on and on. Now, that's not a complaint. It's beautiful. It's just, I do want to stress the fact that this is a full-time thing, but it was never ending. Now, there's other days where there's nothing really happening, in which case it's just back to the normal daily routine where I just post my 2 videos a day, sometimes 3, depending on what I'm doing. I mean, right now I started doing Pokemon openings, which I'm addicted to. So actually, in fact, this month, every single day I had at least 3 videos a day. Now, since January 2014, I did 2 videos a day, and I haven't missed a single day ever. Like that's my schedule. Every day, 10 a.m., 12 p.m. PST, I do my schedule. But that's today. Today it's a lot easier. The thing about YouTube is you don't normally have the comfort of doing a YouTube channel without having another job. So back when I first moved out to California in 2011, I had a full-time job, and it wasn't just a full-time job. It was a startup. Zeshin, you know about that place.
Yep.
But I remember I tried to get you to come out for that. We worked roughly 80 hours a week. Me and Danny. Danny's worked with us too, Jadentastic, while building our channels. Now imagine doing the daily schedule for YouTube while working 80 hours a week. My day every day for 3 years started at 7 a.m. I would get up, I would go to work, I would be there until 7 p.m. I would come home. From 7 until 1 a.m. I was doing videos for the next day. That was my entire schedule for 3 years straight, and I had never missed a day. So yeah, the hard part is always obviously building it. Once you get to the point where you can sustain yourself on YouTube without having like a full-time job, then it's a lot more easier to focus on it, which is where I am right now. But like you have to get through that hump, and it takes a lot of time, a lot of sweat. I mean, there was many times where I didn't even eat dinner because I was so focused on doing the actual video. So it takes a lot of time to build it.
Not to mention, you probably have to throw sleep to the wind at some points.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, like I said, I used to work until about 1 a.m. and then I would have to get up at 6, 7 the next day for work. So yeah.
Okay.
Tough times.
So I guess lastly, I'll talk about like the stuff that I had on YouTube as well. And I'm actually at that point as well, working a full-time job with YouTube. And I've been going for about 3 years, been mostly touched on gaming, but in terms of gaming, I'm also touching into VR stuff. I started off with Minecraft, so did a lot of that culture. And also starting to touch into like classic gaming, so NES stuff and Genesis and SNES. I've actually never played an SNES. So that was one of the things I wanted to do. Yeah, I never played an SNES. We jumped straight from Nintendo to N64.
Wow.
In your entire life, you never had a Super Nintendo.
Never had one. So now I have a Retro
Okay,
3.
we're gonna need to get this man a Super Nintendo as soon as possible.
Well,
Yeah.
I got a Retro 3, which plays SNES games now. So
Yeah, there you go. Go pick up some games. So you never played Super Mario World?
I have Super Mario World. Which one is that? Is that the one with Yoshi in it?
Yes.
I have never played it non-emulated.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, at least you played it.
Mm-hmm. And I've never
Okay.
really played it all that far because I think the only time I've only played it on emulation, and that was just like playing around with it a bit. But yeah, I've pretty much skipped over the SNES genre. I've only had like friends who had it, but they either had Genesis or SNES, and I was occasionally got to play with it.
Did you play Yoshi's Island?
I did not. What is
Literally one of the most beautiful games of all time. It's the sequel to Super Mario World.
that? Okay.
Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island. That's the one where you're a baby, but you play as Yoshi.
I should find that.
Yeah, you really should. It's one of the most beautiful games made of all time.
Actually, like a few that I want to get is also Secret of Mana and the Super Mario RPG. I want to get those. I've heard they were good. Okay, but yeah. So essentially, just been mucking around with a lot of stuff, been up and down. I'm also one of those people that have gone through and then stopped for a little while and then started up again. So that's kind of my experience with YouTube. Okay, so I want to go ahead and start getting into this discussion. There's a lot of areas within YouTube culture, and one of the things I wanted to like expand and also bring to people's attention, because some people don't know about this, is like how many areas of YouTube actually exist. There's a lot of us have been within the gaming community, the Dragon Ball community, or Minecraft community or whatnot. But there's like, if you go in, like one of these things I would definitely suggest people try, go into Chrome incognito mode and just like do a normal search and just see all of the potential things that you haven't potentially seen before, and just like trying new videos. But there's just so many areas of YouTube that it is massive. In particular, one of the things that I never knew was just like creation channels, just not just tutorials about creating things, but like Me is a channel which is really good, that would like they just show you like creating swords, and like they did a build of what was that? Kill La Kill. They did the
the
scissor
scissor
sword.
blade?
Yeah, the scissor blade made entirely out of scissors.
Yeah, I saw that. I mean,
Wait,
they
like
do that a
real
lot with their
scissors?
stuff.
Like they took a bunch of scissors, melted them down, and used that to forge the blade.
That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
They do
there's
that
a
for a lot
lot
of
of stuff on YouTube. A lot of stuff on YouTube.
And for the most part, we just it's so easy to think like for example, when you look at PewDiePie, he's like the top YouTuber. But one of the things that kind of got opened up, or at least opened up my mind, is that there's like, he's at 50 million subs, but there was somebody else who was at 30 million subs. I don't even know who that guy was. But
Wait, what?
yeah, there's in the YouTube Rewind, there's a what was his name?
You talking about Ola Soy German?
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy.
And
He's number
What does
2,
he do?
right? I believe he's a gamer, but I'm not really sure. But I've definitely seen his name before.
I've never heard of this person.
yeah, see, that's
yeah,
the
that's
thing.
that's because YouTube, well, not YouTube, but news in general, only focus on like the number one guy. I honestly, I feel bad for Pewds. I would never want to be in a situation where I'm number one, because everybody would only talk about you. Like, if I was Pewds, I would literally just always pray to get passed, because then whoever's number one will become the next kind of like the scapegoat. Because thing is everybody in the media just uses Pewds as a scapegoat. Like you guys saw what happened with the troll when he said he was going to delete his channel. Where everybody actually took it serious.
I know, right?
Like the guy is literally sarcastic. If you can't sense sarcasm like that, you're just an idiot, or you just don't care and you're just using this as an opportunity to get clicks, which is exactly what these sites are doing. So yeah,
the people who wrote the articles about it just talking about how he's whining or he's racist. It's like, what is that kind of media even? That's also just feeding into the fake media that's been going on. It's just not, I don't know. There's did you hear about the thing that Facebook was trying to implement as of late?
Which one?
They're going to make it so that you can flag an article as fake.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Which, that'll help, but one of the things that you should always do, and even in this situation, if we ever say anything, always double check your sources. If somebody says something, don't take it as like the only truth. Make sure you check everywhere that you can, because you never know if like maybe they're just saying it offhand, or maybe they're trying to manipulate you for clicks, or you never know.
That's infamous in the Dragon Ball community. There's so many sites out there that, because like with Dragon Ball, you can just make the most clickbaitiest articles of all time, and they will trend. Well, what they do is they make the articles, they buy some Facebook ads to get it out there, then it goes viral, and then everybody's sending out these articles like, bro, he's coming back to Dragon Ball Super, and he's gonna jerk off Goku. Like, dude, that's not happening. That's like, why would that happen? Why would he? First of all, why would Broly be jerking off Goku? Number one. Two, he's dead. Even if you even consider anime canon, he's dead. Like, he would never come back to jerk off Goku. That's stupid. Oh. But yeah, that happens all the time where people just send articles, and it's really hard to tell what's true on the internet, because all it takes is one article, and then you're just sitting there thinking like, is this legit? So yeah, that's a great feature.
Yep, definitely. Well, that's on specifically with Facebook though. It'd be nice if YouTube had something like that for if there's like if you deem your YouTube as a like news video or something. I don't know if that would actually work in YouTube now that I think about it. I mean, at the most we have is that report feature, which never actually.
I mean, yeah, you can always report stuff.
Yeah.
What I seem to always notice is people will complain about the, like, I don't know, these like misleading videos, but they never actually flag them. At least I don't think they flag them, because the videos are still there, the creators are still there. It's like, oh, this is a fake prank video where, you know, I'm jerking off. I don't know why I keep using jerking off as a feature. Jerking off on my mom. It's like, dude, it clearly is a stupid prank video. I don't know, flag it. It's fake, whatever. People, we always encourage that if you see bullshit on YouTube, just flag it.
Yep, flag it. Hopefully something happens with it. I personally don't know how like the flagging process works. If there's like a human element that actually has to go in and check the videos, or if they just set it up to an algorithm to, you know, separate people flagging a video just because they're trying to troll them, or if they're flagging a video because it's legit, needs to be flagged and removed. It's one of those things.
That's what I want to know.
Because YouTube keeps growing, and YouTube's going to keep growing, and there's going to be constantly problems that are set in when you have a massive amount of people, and people who can actually do things with anonymously. So they could just like flag a video, or they could just try to abuse the system to get somebody removed just because they hate that person, or they could just be trying to actually use the system, and you have to find a way to actually discern that.
Yeah.
Of course, that's YouTube's job. YouTube, get on it.
Yeah, I kind of feel bad for YouTube at times, because like, I hate automation. I think automation will never work ever unless they can perfect it, in which case that's also almost impossible. So most of YouTube, I feel like, is automated, but everything that they have humans behind it is still too much to handle. Like, even if you have a team dedicated to just like the top channels for help, it's still too many people. It just doesn't like it doesn't scale. So no matter what YouTube does, there's always gonna be a situation where it's like it's never gonna be good enough, just because it's just way too much demand. It's way too many people, and not enough hands to help.
Well, there is a potential way automation may work in the future. Have you ever heard of neural net programming?
I have not.
So the idea behind it is that you create up a system where you introduce an element to your program, and then your element is going to attempt to assess what that is, and then try to put out a result. And if it's a positive result, it knows that is the correct result. If you go to Quick Draw, I think Google is using, you know what that is? So
no.
Google Quick Draw. So Google Quick Draw is supposed to be a program which they're using, which it tells you to draw something, and as you're drawing it, it attempts to guess what you're drawing. And the more people who do this, the more accurate it could actually guess what that is. And I hope, but I don't know if they'd have like the ability to actually incorporate that. But I'd imagine if we could do a thing where like somebody reports a thing and they go, yeah, that's a good report. It learns, hey, based upon all these things that happen, that's a good report. Or, you know, vice versa if it's a bad report. And over time, maybe it just learns how to do it. Maybe one day.
Yeah. I mean, I see the concept for it. I just feel like currently, until I see it in my own eyes where it's working, I'm a disbeliever. I worked in tech long enough to know that bugs are just annoying and they can happen in any random ways, and it can also be abused. We've seen many automated features on YouTube in the past easily get abused. So until they get in a situation where you can perfect automation, they need humans behind it. But at the same time, there's not enough humans, especially on YouTube, to be able to handle all these issues.
Yep, with 7 million people in the world.
Yeah.
just have to moderate all of them. But yeah, YouTube is constantly growing, and one of the things I also want to talk about is the fact that YouTube seems to be trying to become more. I mean, it is and it isn't mainstream media. I mean, with it, if you think about like movies and old broadcast like type deals, they still draw in potentially a much larger audience than what YouTube can draw in. If you think about like just the proportions, but YouTube is slowly trying to push itself to becoming like the next Netflix in a way. And I think it was Matt Pat's video that was talking about where the algorithm's going, where this kind of picked up. It's just one of the things is that YouTube is consistently growing, and I'm actually curious to what you guys think about the direction that YouTube's going with it, because it seems like it wants to push more into the idea of having a video that pops up that goes viral, and it wants to like focus on that until the next viral video gets pushed out.
This is a good question. Honestly, I don't know how to answer this one, because like thing is YouTube does have good intentions, I guess, or they think they do, but at the same time they need to be very careful how they do this, because like what they don't want to do is step on the creators who are basically running the site. I mean, yeah, YouTube exists, YouTube and the creators exist in the way we both kind of support each other. Without YouTube, there is no creators, and without creators, there's no YouTube. So what they need to do is they need to focus on a way to create the platform and grow it and, you know, take it to the next level without stepping on the creator's feet. Now, I kind of see what they're trying to do with this new algorithm, but at the same time, what they don't see is just stepping on our feet. On top of that, they're so disconnected from, you know, the creators in the first place, that they'll do stuff like the video they put out the other day about subscriptions, where they literally said, oh, there is no problem. It takes 30 seconds to send out videos on average. Literally the next day, the next freaking day, my video took 48 minutes to send to sub boxes. Where's this 30 seconds at? And then, of course, they had audacity to say, yeah, we tested 100 accounts. We saw no subscription bug. It's like, okay, what'd you test?
Yeah,
Did you test any big channels? No, you probably didn't, because you don't have access to those. What you guys probably tested is this. You guys probably tested something on dev and saw no issues, which is usually what happens in these tech companies is they test something on dev and it just doesn't, they don't see the bug, and then they kind of move on with the day and dismiss it. That's, oh, it's like a extreme case that doesn't really affect everybody, but it affects everybody. Like literally you have all these big channels putting out actual data, proof, screenshots, videos, showing off, you know, that there is clearly a bug there, and then it's like, oh no, it's not a problem. It's like, yeah, yes it is. It absolutely is. So what they need to do is they need to figure out how to grow their platform, take the next level, but work with the creators, not against them. I mean, as every single person in the past week suggested, have somebody that talks to these people. Like, I mean, I know it's impossible to talk to every single YouTuber, but the fact that they're not talking to the big guys, the top ones that are basically at the forefront of, you know, helping YouTube, they're not talking to those people, that's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if they have somebody that talks to H3, for example, or even Pewds or the top guys, I'll be happy, because those guys know what we want. Those guys know what we need.
They've been in the game for long enough that they should have enough data and also know-how on how this should go.
Yeah, and from my experience at a tech company, it the way people see it behind the doors is different from how the creators see it. Like the people outside YouTube probably have a way different vision of how we use the platform as opposed to how we actually do it. And until they get they walk in our shoes for like a week or something and see like how we use it, how we interact, what we go through on a daily basis, they have no idea. Because I remember back at our old job, it was always kind of like, oh, I think this is how our users do it. It's like, no, they use it like this. You can't say I think. You have to actually do it how they do it. And until you walk in their shoes, you have no idea what you're talking about.
It'd be nice if they could like maybe just dedicate an advisor to be somebody who just starts up their own YouTube channel and tries to do everything like we do. So that way they can have somebody who can actually tell them how things to do. Or, I mean, that might be just a waste of position because they could just, I don't know, talk to people.
Uh-huh.
Get that advice. Maybe when you like get to a certain threshold, you're probably gonna have enough experience and whatnot that you could become an advisor. Maybe some system like that.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know. YouTube. I know it's a business. It wants to grow as a business. It wants to be able to make the money and whatnot. So it's gonna try to do the things that it believes is going to make it more money. And I could see where it's going with that, where it's trying to essentially capitalize on that initial release of a video, whichever video they believe is going to do well. But they do need to think about the fact that content creators, we are the ones who have to create the things. So you don't want to just mess them up, and because otherwise they're just going to find other mediums to actually do their work.
Yeah. Well, I would say this. YouTube isn't going to go away anytime soon, ever, actually, because people always like to have these sporadic moments every couple months where they think YouTube is about to die, and they start talking about, oh, let's all go to Dailymotion, let's all go to Vimeo. It's like, dude, no one's going to Dailymotion or Vimeo. I'm sorry, it's just never going to happen. And I see always, no disrespect to other companies, but I always see new companies popping up, trying to do what YouTube does, and they're always like, oh, we're in favor of the creators, come over here. Okay, it's great, but our audiences are here. The thing is even if Pewds goes to, whatever other platform is out there, not everybody's going to go there. And what's going to happen is Pewds will go to, like, let's say Zeshin's video service. You'll go to that website. Only like a quarter, not even a quarter, maybe a small percentage, like 1% of your subs will follow you. And then it's like, oh, only 10,000 people came here. I'm freaking PewDiePie. I need to go back to YouTube. Like YouTube is never going to get replaced. It's going to go through, hardships. It's going to be issues that pop up here and there. But end of the day, it's always going to balance out after some time, and then it'll be back to normal. And that's another thing that comes with the game. You have to always be able to adjust with what's going on. And if you can't adjust, you're going to get eaten alive. But if you adjust, you'll be fine.
Yep. Although something that does worry me, because if they're looking at like the big money that Netflix, Hulu, and just like the current mainstream media makes, the thing that worries me is like you're going on and effectively they start pandering to people, like if they could get Game of Thrones on, so they actually have a channel, Game of Thrones. The next episode of Game of Thrones is on YouTube, or if it's the Fox News channel, or all these essentially big broadcast companies coming in and then somehow like pushing it in the scene. If they start pandering to them because they have the money, that's the one thing I worry about. Because YouTube's not going to die. But
I don't see a problem with that, and the reason why is because YouTube caters to what you watch. So if YouTube starts, doing like the Fox News thing, for example, where they're trying to cater to older people, the older people who watch the news aren't going to watch my channel. They're not going to watch your channel. They're not going to watch Minecraft. They're just going to watch that, and that's what's going to appear in their recommended. That's what's going to appear on their sub boxes. That's fine. And if Fox News comes out to YouTube and says, "Hey, here's $100,000." Get us some, pushes, they'll push to those people. I'm never going to see like that stuff pop up in my recommended. It'll be on trending, but who cares about the trending tab? That tab is stupid. But in my recommended, I'll never see Fox News unless I'm avidly watching it. Like that's the one thing about YouTube is recommended is based on what you watch. And as long as you're not diving into that world where it's like all about Fox News and Game of Thrones or whatever, which some people might actually watch because Game of Thrones is awesome. As long as you're not heavily into that world, you're not going to see that stuff really flood into your channel. Unless, YouTube just decides, you know what, screw the creators. Let's only cater to Fox News, in which case everything will just be Fox News, and that'll be kind of annoying. But I don't think it's going to happen.
Hopefully not. hopefully as things progress, we just find better and better ways that we can support YouTube and YouTube can support us. But I guess that's just lent to the future, and we'll see. So next subject I kind of want to talk about is also, as you were talking about at the beginning, Rhymestyle, just like startups and also just, I guess, the cultural, what's the word? Like cultural acceptance that a lot of startups usually have in terms of trying to bring up their channel, and also the stigmas that usually get created throughout that. I know one of the ones that I've seen quite a lot is when a channel does a particular thing that gets successful, and it's something that they do like, but it's not something they want to do all the time, is when they do a video, it's successful, but then that becomes all that their audience ever wants them to cater to. So if they try to do anything else creative, they actually backlash against them.
I'm glad you asked that, because this past month, like I said off air, I started doing Pokemon openings.
Mm-hmm.
And see, what you can't do is, and this is to those who are building a channel right now, what you can't do is build a channel on one thing with the intentions of switching over to another thing. I've seen a lot of people do that, and it just does not work. And I this is the part I don't understand. Like, usually when you subscribe to a creator, I feel like you're supposed to subscribe to that creator because you like that creator, not necessarily what they're specifically creating, but you like the creator. I mean, I know sometimes people will only sub to that person because they're doing X, Y, Z. Others will sub to the person because they like that person. And then every now and then you get the people who are in between. But what you can do is build a channel where it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and launch Minecraft now, and then tomorrow I'm gonna switch over to Infamous 2. I'm gonna be an Infamous 2 YouTuber. The reason why I said Infamous is because I see the game in the corner of my eye. But that won't work, because what's gonna happen is people will be like, oh, I didn't subscribe to you for Infamous content. I want to see Minecraft. Now, what I started doing recently, and I think this is probably the better way to do it, is I've been doing heavily into Dragon Ball content for the last, it's 2016, for the last 5 years. And that's always been like my main focus, because I freaking love Dragon Ball. I can play it and talk about it nonstop. That's why I'm doing it to this day. But what I like to do every now and then is I like to slip in new content as well. But what I do is I do it as extra content. So recently, like I said, I started doing Pokemon pack openings, but I do that as like a third video. So it's like, if you come to my channel just for the Xenoverse 2 fights or the Dragon Block or the Dokkan, that's fine. You'll keep getting that. You'll get that side of my channel. But as an extra thing, because I'm having so much fun with this, I have Pokemon pack openings coming in the middle of the day as a third video. So that's like a bonus thing. Now, I did notice, like, yesterday specifically, I saw only 2 comments. It's not like everybody knew it. It was only 2 comments. 2 people said, like, oh, I'm unsubbing because I don't like the Pokemon content. Well, that's fine. I didn't change anything. I still have my Dragon Ball videos that come out every single day at the same time. But for some reason, you don't like seeing Pokemon content. It's whatever. I'm not going to be offended if you unsubscribe. It's fine. Like, thank you for hanging out this long. But what you can't do is completely cut it off. Like, if I stopped doing Dragon Ball content today and only did Pokemon pack openings, it would not work. My channel would just start declining, and then it'll be dead.
Yep, because you already had that audience which already wants that one content that you had, and cutting off that content just essentially means they don't have what they want to see you for anymore.
Exactly, which is why I said at the beginning of the video, make sure you're having fun. If you're building one thing and then you want to do something else, it's not going to work. I genuinely love Dragon Ball. Like, I remember in middle school, high school, even elementary school, I was just that kid who just never stopped talking about it, ever, like nonstop. Every time I would come to my friends, it's like, here comes Zeno, tell him about fucking Dragon Ball Z again. Shut the fuck up. Like, that was literally my day every single day.
Oh, jeez. So, Zara, you have anything to say on the subject?
Well, yeah. Obviously, I do drawing videos and gaming videos, and mixing them together is not really a good thing. So, I mean, a good thing if you want to do something completely different from what you usually do on your main channel, create like a second channel for that. And the people that want to go and watch that, go over to that channel and subscribe to that channel to get that kind of content on that channel instead. And then you can go to your main channel and watch whatever good stuff that you want to watch there.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's just, I guess it's just a matter of, you have to understand when you start getting into YouTube, people want to watch what they want to watch. You can't force them to watch something that they're not going to want. So when you start something and people like it, if it's going to be end up something that you'll burn out on, then just know that's just kind of part of the game. So just make sure that when you're going in, with the idea that you want to have fun, like Dino was saying.
I mean, people always ask me, "Is like, how do you do this every single day?" And the answer is I love it. I love every second of it. I even love reading the comments, which is crazy because a lot of people hate going to the comment section because it can be so cancerous at times. But I freaking love it. I love seeing every single day when I do like a review episode or something, when I'm just having fights, people just jumping in and just talking about the same thing I love. Like, it's just incredible.
Oh, that actually leads into the next subject I kind of want to talk about, which is essentially trolling on YouTube and also how you guys like to handle it.
I have an interesting way about it. So, a lot of people in YouTube, after they get to a certain size, they just stop reading their comments altogether.
Mhm.
And that's nothing against the viewers. It's just there's always a group of people that just suck. Like, you can get 1 million views in a video in a day, 100,000 comments, but all it takes is that one person to leave that nasty comment and your day's ruined every single time. Like, no matter who you are, it's part of human nature. It affects you. With me, I used to have a policy back in the day where I was like, you know what? I don't care what you say, whatever. It's just your opinion, whether it's positive or negative. Feel free to say whatever you want. And what I used to do is I used to just leave that stuff up there. Like, I never banned anybody. But at a certain point, I realized if you don't ban these people, you're just giving them power. And what I ended up doing then was I was like, you know what? Fuck these people. If you're going to come to my shit saying anything rude, anything negative, anything yada, 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 you're out. Ban. Done. In fact, I love seeing that because, like, when you have that person who leaves negative comments, it's like you know how to filter them out. Because once you ban them, you don't see them ever again. I mean, they might be coming to your channel every single day, leaving a dislike or a nasty comment, but guess what? I don't see that. So, the best way to go about it is to not make it a big deal and just every time you see that shit, ban it every single time. Because what's going to happen is if you don't, they'll keep coming back. You'll keep getting power. Don't give them any light because that's what they want. You got to suffocate the trolls, but not give them any air to breathe in. And just keep banning them.
Yeah, and there's also another thing to understand. It's also the mindset behind what those kind of people are trying to do. Is they might there's a wide variety, but there's also a subsection of those who are trying to get attention. They don't know how to get it, so they're doing whatever they can. This is usually the younger type of generation, so they're doing literally anything that they can to get you to respond. Of course, even if you were to like address it and to work through it, there's still the problem of if they leave that bad comment, there's also the potential backlash that people are going to go against them. If I don't know if any of you guys watch South Park, but the recent troll tree theory.
No, I gotta watch it.
It's when a troll wants to insult somebody, it's not about that person. It's about what the other people say about that person. And then from there, what others are going to say about the person who's backlashing against that first person to create this giant tree of trolling.
It's actually funny because, like, one of the things that always kind of bugs me the most is, like, I try my best to respond to everybody when I can. You know, like I said, if I'm not responding to YouTube, it's because I'm editing videos or, you know, recording, yada, 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 yada. But in between, like literally nonstop, I'm always responding on Twitter. I'm going through comments, responding to comments. You know, I have like a set time when I do that. But every now and then you always get that person or two or 10 who are always like, oh my God, you never respond. Fuck you. I'm like, dude, I literally, like, I'm doing my best. Like, for example, on Twitter right now, I'm looking at my stats. In the last 30 days, I received 35,000 mentions. And of those 35,000 mentions, I tweeted 3,500 times. So I'm responding to about 10% of my tweets from the looks of it. Now, clearly, I'm not responding to every single mention because it's literally impossible. But what you should never do to any creator is hit them with that. Because what's going to happen is what if that's that one tweet that they see? Well, usually what I do if I see someone bitching about no response is I either block them or mute them. So have some patience, I guess. Just have a little bit of patience because no matter how active someone is on Twitter or YouTube or whatever media or platform they're doing, there's a good chance they won't see everything just because it's impossible. Like I said, 35,000 mentions in a month, this month, that's a lot. And like I said, 10% is what I respond to, not because I only want to respond to 10%. It's because it's impossible to respond to everything. So don't ever jump to the negative side because there's a likeliness that the person you're trying to reach out to will see that, and it's just going to have backlash to you. So I just want to kind of toss it out there as well to those who are trying to, I don't know, get noticed or just, you know, interact with their favorite creators.
Yep, you just gotta focus on the positive. You just gotta make sure that you understand how much stuff that they have. Good way if you haven't actually dealt with a big influx of stuff to go with. Just imagine if you're looking at your YouTube, the idea of somebody trying to contact you. Just think of it as like that one random video you've never seen before. So just like if you haven't watched makeup at all, just imagine ever seeing a makeup video. Like if that ever pops up, think of that as that one time that you potentially try to contact that YouTuber, because like it's just a small potential window to actually be able to see that.
My favorite one right now is like since Xenoverse is out, I daily, nonstop, by the second, I guarantee if I look at my mentions right now, I'll see it. I'll get the people who just want to fight me, and I get it. Like I want to fight as many people as possible, but it's just impossible. It's literally impossible. So like with Xenoverse 2, what I always do is I'll just say stuff like, I'm in Conton City right now, come fight me, we'll duke it out, we'll do like 2 or 3 rounds, and then I'll kick you, and then I'll jump to the next person. We'll do stuff like that. But like I still get so many requests daily, and like I'll actually fight people in the daily too. Like I'll say, I'm in front of my PS4 right now, great, let's do it. But other times I'll literally just be in bed or like out and about getting food, and I get that tweet, it's like, hey, let's fight right now, I'm online. I'm like, dude, I can't, I'm grabbing food, I'm sleeping. You're tweeting me when I'm literally asleep. Like I can't respond to everything, but I do set aside a lot of time in my day just to fight people. And when I don't, again, it turns to backlash. It's like, oh, fuck you, you said you're gonna fight me and you didn't. It's like, dude, I don't think you understand. It's like you're not the only person tweeting that creator. You're not the only person tweeting me. You're not the only person commenting on his channel. Like there's look around. Do you not see everybody else? Like, yeah. Look, the best way to go about reaching out to someone on Twitter is if you see them tweet, then tweet them. If you see I haven't tweeted it in 7 hours, I'm clearly asleep. If you haven't seen that tweet in about 2 or 3 hours, I'm clearly out and about. But if you see me tweet like 2 seconds ago, then there's a better chance that I'll see the tweet.
That actually reminded me of a story that I heard from on Boogie's channel, where he had a story when he met Jacksepticeye. And one of the things that they did was they were trying to find one of the concerts. The thing is, Boogie doesn't have like the same like massive amount of audience that Jacksepticeye does, so he led them towards the front entrance of the audience, and Jacksepticeye got, of course, swarmed by a lot of his fangirls. And one of the things that he kept saying is just, I can't talk to them. I can't talk to them all. It's like even in that scenario where you don't even have all your fan base, just a small portion. It's impossible to just be able to talk to everyone.
Yeah, it is. It really is. And like the thing that sucks is just as a creator myself, I don't know, I can't speak for others. I want to respond to everybody. I want to talk to everybody. I want to shake everyone's hand in person, but it's literally impossible. Now, lucky for me, I'm no Pewds, I'm no Jacksepticeye, so I don't get swarmed like that. So like if I go to like events, I'll run into like a handful of people, like 1 or 2, 3 people that actually know who I am, and it's cool because then I can like actually take some time out to talk to them. But like I feel bad for the bigger creators out there and the viewers, because like you just want to connect with your favorite person, but you can't, because it's like either they're being swarmed or they themselves can't connect to you because they're being swarmed. So like I completely understand that, and I honestly I feel bad for both sides.
Yep. Okay, so I want to move on to another subject. This one's going to be probably a bit shorter, but I just want to address it. The term sellout that keeps getting thrown around a bunch, and also just the just the idea of, oh, you're doing better than me, so
yeah.
Like
this is a great podcast, man. You got some good topics here.
Thanks. Okay, so first off, I want to say definition of sellout is well, I guess the first one is the selling of an entire stock, something, especially tickets for an entertainment or sports or event. Is that, well, like the main thing that sellout, the actual negative connotation that actually applies to sellout, I just want to point this out, that only applies if and only if somebody is attempting to give up their own personal beliefs for self-gain. If somebody is just like taking on advertisement for something that they already like, that is not a sellout. So I just want to address that issue. Do you guys have anything that you want to say on the topic?
I actually kind of want to agree and disagree with you. So the term sellout, so here, first let me kind of give my stance on it so I can, give you the Rhymestyle side of the story.
All right.
With me, I will never ever promote a product that I don't believe in. every single day, and I shit you not, I got this email like 2 days ago. Every single day, I get emails from companies to play their games. And the funny thing is that these companies will always say stuff like, "Oh yeah, we're a big fan of the channel. We watch it all the time. Here's a PC code." Well, if you like my channel, you will know that I don't have a PC, so that's already bullshit. And two, thanks, but clearly I only do Dragon Ball on my channel mostly, and I'm not gonna play your shitty game. What I was talking about from 2 days ago is, I shit you not, I keep getting emails from this company to play their hentai games. And I'm like, do you understand that YouTube literally doesn't allow that? Like, why would you send that to me? I can't even stream that. What am I supposed to do with that? Censor it out? Like, no, it's not gonna work. Now, every now and then I will get something that I'm interested in, and I'll give it a chance. In fact, I've only had one sponsored content posted on my channel of all ever. And that one sponsored content was, I had Loot Crate hit me up, and they wanted me to do an unboxing. And normally I don't do this stuff, but like if I like something and I see people like it as well, I'll give it a shot. And because everybody basically does Loot Crate, it's kind of like the starter pack sponsorship on YouTube. I was like, yeah, I'll give it a shot. And it was a lot of fun. We got a lot of cool stuff out of it. It was a pretty fun video, and that's the only sponsored video I've ever done. Now, are sponsored videos bad? No, they're not. Are sponsored videos bad even if you don't believe in it? No, they're not. What people have to realize is, as a creator, number one, you have a limited amount of time on YouTube because it's not gonna last forever. You have to kind of like make as much money as possible and then figure out what to do for your future. Because like, unlike a regular job, we don't have like a fund that's like fueling money for my future. If my YouTube career is only a year long, then what do I do after that year? So a lot of creators have the mindset where it's like, okay, I have to make as much money as possible, take every single deal so I can get as much money as possible so I can start investing for my future. Otherwise, I don't have a future. So even if a creator doesn't necessarily believe in what they're pushing out, you can't get mad at them because like this is how they're surviving. Like, YouTube is free. That's the thing that's always crazy. Like, YouTube is a free platform to absorb media. I mean, you can pay for YouTube Red, but no one does that shit. It's free to watch a video. If an ad pops up in the middle, great. It takes 5 seconds to skip it, and you're back into the content, whatever. But this is how these people eat. This is how I can keep going. If YouTube didn't pay me, and then I had to be back to like doing a daily job, I would not be able to do it at the caliber that I do it. Like, would I still do it? Fuck yeah, I would, because like I said, I love this stuff. But I wouldn't do it at the same caliber of doing 2 videos a day, 3 videos a day, like literally killing myself over it. So when a creator does take a deal that they don't necessarily believe in, you can't get mad at them because this is how they're surviving for the future. Because like, if Dragon Ball dies out tomorrow, there is no Rhymestyle channel, there is no Dragon Ball community on YouTube anymore. There's none of that. And then that's it. It's like, what am I supposed to do? Like, figure out, I just wasted the last 7 years of my life building this channel, and now it's done. Now I'm back to square one. Got to figure out what else to do. Oh no, I'm pretty much dead. Like, you can't get mad at people for wanting to have a future when they do stuff that they don't necessarily believe about. Now again, that's them. With me, you'll never see something I don't believe in. Like I said, I've only done one sponsor post ever. I'm down to do more, people out there, to the companies who are possibly watching this podcast. But you can't get mad at people who do something that they don't necessarily believe in. And the other one that kills me is a lot of people this month, specifically from my friend circle, have started doing stuff like t-shirts. Like, merch is cool. You don't have to buy the shirts. Like, I know my friend Geekdom, he just launched his shirts and he got a little bit of backlash. I don't want to say he got a lot. He got a little backlash from like a handful of people that are like, oh, you're just trying to make money. It's like, yeah, no shit. I have to pay for rent.
How dare you try to survive?
Like, I assume usually it's little kids who leave these comments because they don't obviously understand it. But like, let me tell you guys a story. After you graduate high school and college and go about, the real start of life, because like, obviously ages 1 through 18 is really just like doing a giant tutorial on RuneScape. When you get out into the real world, like, you have to pay for bills, you have to pay for rent. I have student loans. I walked out of IU with about $70,000 in student loans, and I'm paying off to this day. Like, it costs money to survive. So when your favorite creator does stuff like, takes on that extra deal, or they sell merch, you don't have to, buy the deals. You don't have to watch a specific video. You don't have to buy t-shirts. Just let them do their thing. There's other people who are enjoying it. Like, there's people who gladly support their favorite creator by buying that shirt or buying those socks, whatever. That's great. Let them. But if you specifically don't care about the fact that so-and-so is doing a Loot Crate unboxing, or so-and-so is doing Crunchyroll, or so-and-so is, playing that hentai game on their channel, I don't know why you would do that, because you get banned like that. Like, who cares? Let them. Like, just stick to the content you like. Watch your favorite creator and just let them do their thing. Let them build their future, because it's kind of selfish if you think about it. It's very selfish actually to go to your favorite creator channel and then get pissed at them for wanting to survive. Like I said, once you grow up and get to the point where you go out in the real world, it's like, oh, okay, there's nothing you can do about this.
I think there'd be one caveat though, and one of the things that come to mind is with what happened with Syndicate. So if the attempt that you're trying to make for money is going to specifically take advantage of your audience, that's probably where the line gets drawn.
Stop right here. Okay, let's talk about this because I'm actually friends with Tom.
Okay.
So everybody has blown the CS:GO thing out of proportion completely because what happened is both Syndicate and Trevor were basically put on the spotlight for it. Like there were so many people in the community who were actually doing these websites too, and actually admitted about it. Rigging these games.
Mm-hmm.
Thing about Trevor and Thomas is they ran their business legally. 100%. Like, well, I don't know how legal it was, but they ran it where they didn't actually rig it. And a lot of people were reporting on the fact that it's like, oh, well, these people are possibly rigging it. It's like you can't you can't report news and say they're possibly doing it. That's you're creating a witch hunt without any facts.
I think the one thing that they did that was illegal was the fact that they owned the company and then they tried to advertise that they didn't, that they were just running with it.
That was from Trevor's end. Again, I'm not going to discuss that part because I don't really know too much about that story. I just know that people blew the CS:GO thing out of water. Because the thing about YouTube is if you start a witch hunt, everyone's going to join. Every single time. Even if I make a video today and say, sorry guys, I couldn't make a video today because I was doing Zeshin's podcast, my comment section will probably turn to witch hunt. It's like, oh fuck Zeshin, he ruined the video for today. That's the thing about it is YouTube is they're always going to bandwagon together and witch hunt whatever the creator talks about. Now, from my experience, like I said, I know a lot of sites out there were similar to the CS:GO thing where they actually took advantage of the creators. They actually rigged the system to make it look like they always win, but in all reality, they just kind of scam people. But like from what I know with Tom and Trevor, their side was run legit, 100% legit. And it was just like one of those situations, like this is the cool thing to talk about. Now, again, are Trevor and Tom bad people for, running, basically creating that business to like make that extra money to like, survive for the future? No, they're not. They're not at all. But
running the business, but it all depends upon how. The other businesses that are actually running it in such a manner that, as you were saying, like not Trevor specifically, but the other businesses were actually rigging their systems, that would be taking advantage of your audience, and that'd be really
those
bad.
Ones were fucks. And the thing that kills me is nobody reported on that. They literally just used Tom and Trevor as the scapegoats because they were the biggest ones. Well, I don't even know if they were the biggest ones. Like there were other companies out there too with the same size, but it just because they blew up, people just went after them. And obviously the situation was kind of handled weirdly between, how Trevor did his apology video and stuff like that. And then of course going back and saying it's like, oh, I actually did own his side. Yeah, like I said, I don't know the full details on how that all went down, nor do I really care because it's not my business. But at the same time, I will say that this was it was blown out of proportion. Like no one's even talking about it now. Like where's all the I don't want to say social justice warriors, but the social justice warriors who were basically, creating this witch hunt anti CS:GO gambling a month ago. Like where are they today? They don't care anymore. Again, that's because it was a temporary witch hunt created by YouTube to accomplish whatever they're trying to accomplish. Now again, are Tom and Trevor bad people for creating another business to go along their YouTube channels? No, they're not. Could it have been handled better? Probably. Were they the worst people in the community who did it? Absolutely not, because there were other people who actually openly admitted that they, they rigged the system to make it look like they was win, so they get people to use their site more, and no one talked about that. And that was the one problem that I saw with all of it.
Yeah, well, I guess that goes back to say, and I need to take my own advice, just double check your sources.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Always double check your sources.
You see how that became a problem though? Like you didn't even know, and that's because we just kind of got the main news that everyone was circulating. And again, like even the problem with YouTube is even if you don't have the full facts, you can make a video about something and say I don't have the full facts. People will take it as a fact.
Exactly.
People will always take it as a fact. Like, and that's the thing you have to be careful about on YouTube is no matter what you say or how you say it, there's always going to be witch hunt started. Because like I said, if I literally say, oh, sorry for being late in my video today, I was doing this podcast with Zeshin, it will turn into a toxic comment section anti-Zeshin. And I can even say, yo, don't bully Zeshin, and people will still do it. Like,
and it'll probably
that's the
last
thing with
for
YouTube
a couple months.
No, not even a couple months. It will last a week. The thing I noticed about YouTube is if you look at the trends of the negative side, everything that blows up in someone's face only lasts an X amount of time. Like, it is impossible for a scandal to kill a YouTube channel. The only time a YouTube channel gets killed off is when the creator themselves stop. And I know, like, I've seen several channels go under fire, and they will either prolong how long it lasts but constantly respond to it, or they will just stop. If they stop, the channels are dead and done. Whereas if you just kind of ignore it and keep going with your day, it'll blow over, and then you'll be back to, like, people will forget what happened. Like, this generation is way too ADD, and they just want to get to the next thing. So as long as you don't feed into it too much, it'll be over within a week or two, and then you'll be back to normal.
All right.
And the other thing is transparency. Always be transparent. Like, with me specifically, I try to be transparent as possible with everything I do. Like I said, the only deal I've ever had was with Loot Crate. I know the joke has always been like, oh, Bandai pays Rhymestyle to blow the cock of Xenoverse 2. I wish Bandai paid me. But what you have to realize is with every single deal, you legally have to mention that you were sponsored by these people, which is kind of what happened with the CSGO thing, where they didn't really talk about the fact that was their site and they were owners in it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think that might be kind of a loophole, but to be honest, like I said, I don't really know the details on it, so I can't really speak on it. But with every little deal you do, you legally have to disclose that you're getting paid to do this, or you're getting something out of this. The most I've ever got from Bandai was just copies of games.
Yep. That's definitely one of those things with YouTube. Well, we're running out of time, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap things up. Before that, Zara, did you have anything to add onto that subject?
No, everything got covered. So, I mean, yeah.
Okay. Well,
I mean, to catch up on the whole CS:GO thing, because I know a lot about it. I think Syndicate put like stuff in the description, but Trevor didn't.
I don't think Trevor did, but again, I could be wrong.
And then,
I don't really know.
Yeah, he also made a video on he made a video on the website saying like how he just found this website out of the blue. He won a lot of things, and yeah, like that's.
Did you have anything to add onto that subject? Okay. I did a start stop, so I'm gonna wait until that start stop ends, and then we'll be back up. It'll be fine. Everything will be good.
Oh, it's back. I can hear you talking. I don't think
sweet.
Trevor
Yeah,
did. But again, I could be wrong.
And then back.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna hopefully this will work. Because I hit start stop in order to make sure that it works, but I think we're still behind, so I think it's still catching up.
And yeah,
okay.
Before that, Zara, did you have anything to add onto that? Okay. Well, it says streaming. It says bad connection. So let's see, primary stream. Gotta love you.
Yeah,
again, I could be wrong.
And then
I'm gonna hopefully this will work. Because I hit start stop in order. Okay. So it looks like it caught back up. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap up as YouTube seems to be kind of giving me the red flag at this point. Okay, so
the wrap it up button.
The wrap it up. Okay, so to end things off, we'll go around. Everybody mention like what you're planning to do for the week. Also like anything you want to shell about your channel, and then we'll go ahead and end it. So, Rhymestyle, you want to take over?
What I'm going to do for the week?
Yeah, what are you doing for the next week?
Oh God, videos, lots of videos. Like I said, today I'm waiting for an Amazon package that's going to drop off literally like 8 boxes of Pokemon cards, which I'm going to unbox all day today, and then schedule out for the next like week or whatever. But honestly, I just want to play a lot of Xenoverse this weekend because they got the new DLC coming out on Tuesday, and it's going to introduce Frost and Kabe as well as all the mentors. Mm-hmm. So I'm most excited to play that. But other than that, it's just the daily. Play the games, talk to people, rinse and repeat, poop. Lots of poop.
Lots of poop. All right, Zara, what about you?
Well, I'm gonna try to start uploading again. I've been really tucked up with school and finals and whatnot. And yeah, hopefully start uploading videos again so you guys can get stuff to enjoy.
Awesome.
As in the audience, not you, Zeshin.
No, I don't want to enjoy your content. Okay, well, for over the next week, I have more of the Christmas server special for Minecraft. So that's going to be going up Monday, Wednesday, Friday as usual. Also, I recorded some Batman Arkham VR. So those should be uploading throughout this week, and that's what I'll be doing. Okay, well, that has been the Zen Thought Podcast. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you, Dino, for joining us as well.
It was a lot of fun. Thank you.
Awesome. And we'll see you guys next time on the next Zen Thought Podcast. Take care and goodbye.
Peace.
Bye-bye.
Please don't kill this